Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team pick.
Batrider!
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
League's assassin.
Dire team pick.
Warlock.
Juggernaut.
Well, it was such a long game, we didn't even get through the highlights, but that's alright guys, because Game 2 is underway already. We have a draft. Faceless taking on Mineski. I'm LD, I'm joined here of course by Luminous and Blaze, and together we are the three Davids. And first pick guys, it goes to Mineski. They grab the Batrider. Faceless with the reply, Nyx and Warlock, and then Mineski into the Juggernaut. So, thoughts so far on the draft? With, I guess the big thing is we see the Slardar, first phase ban.
Yeah, the Slaughter taken out and the Nyx making it through. That's the big difference here.
And the Bat.
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, the Bat definitely creates a lot of potential. The one match that Faceless did lose in the past month was having RR on that Batrider, so maybe a thorn in their side that they had to give away. But all the same, this Nyx's asset, I really do feel like can be the most prevalent hero in the game. I mean, Jabs and Isis Ice are fully capable of playing it, and they are very deadly with it. It's going to generate a lot of tempo, which so far seems to be what this matchup is entirely about.
Guys, let me present you a question that's not about this draft. So
this should be good.
In the last 2 days, or today included, we've seen Mineski having trouble coordinating some AoE ults together. You also remember that chaotic fight where they BOT'd into the Nyx, they missed up a stun, and Astral came out instead of a Hex or whatever. Same thing that last fight where, you know, that AoE ultimate did not come through. How much of it do you think it's like the language barrier? Because obviously Miracle not Pinoy. To an extent that you even see certain teams like Alliance, they want an all-Swedish team, so they get that language barrier out of the way. Especially in that 60-minute craziness in the late game.
I would more attribute it to like the fact that they've had to constantly communicate for the past 70-80 minutes. I would have to say that like in that time period, it's so hard to keep your cool and keep your head on straight.
I mean, also, pretty much all Pinoys are, if not fluent in English, then have a very good working grasp on the language. So it's
Swedish.
It's not like, okay, but it's not like you know, I don't know, like what other teams are dealing with, where literally like they have players who speak broken English, but that's the only common language they have.
Okay.
I think maybe it's a slight factor, but I don't think you can like pin that. That's maybe like what 3% of the game.
All I'm saying is it's happening over and over again with this team.
I don't know about that. They've also been just in some clowny games in general. Like they probably should have been out of the game against Fnatic, to be honest. So. If anything, I'd say it's a testament to their teamwork that they were able to stay in those games.
Mineski never gives up.
Yeah.
And it does show that those that were worried about the stun bar making it so too easy for pros to stagger their stuns and chain disable people. Dota 2 is a game of communication.
I mean, it's very easy to sit back from the comfort of your couch or your computer chair when you're lounging. You know, you've got your snack or your drink, and you know, second guess a pro is a quarter of a second off. But in the heat of the moment, things happen.
Yeah.
So
It's all about communication. Whether you're hitting 2 spells that are meant to break Lincolns, or you're timing the Static Storm that's following up your AoE Aghanims ulti OD, still some situations you don't even get to practice.
it's also not a combo you practice anyway,
Not at
because
all.
how often does OD get an Ags? How often are you do have a Disruptor with an Ags Refresher you're trying to combo with that? I don't think any team has ever practiced that combo before in the history of Dota. And
Maybe
I'm
they
not even
should after
exaggerating.
this game. Maybe they should.
I think after
Maybe,
this game they
maybe.
might not get the OD Ags anymore.
True. But like, if you think about it, like, you've seen Arrow miss on an OD because of the 4-second time factor, and just because they haven't put enough practice time into it.
Mhm.
So the fact that this is something they've literally never tried, you can't put that much pressure on just one player at that critical of a moment in their career.
All right, well, we've talked a lot about the last game, guys, but it's a best of 3, and if you're on Mineski, you're looking at game number 2, because you can't go back in time here, at least as far as I know. So the bans come out, Lifestealer removed, great hero against the Knicks in particular. Could have been a good hero to plant inside him, but they're just going to ban him. They also removed the Elder Titan. Second game in a row they've done that. And for Mineski, they removed the pesky late gamers here, taking out the the Morphlane as well as the Alchemist. Do want to mention Naga is kind of the silent, question lurking in the room. She just was ignored last series, and this series or last game, and this game she is sitting out there, still available. Faceless go for the Venge.
I still think that Miracle's actually going to be playing the Juggernaut here. It definitely could be Jay, and that maybe is why the Lifestealer is taken care of just in case, but I feel like in this game they want to really build the tempo behind the Batrider Juggernaut, and I think that Miracle is going to be in a better position to do so. As well, they don't really have any idea of their mid matchup, so I mean, if you're putting like a Juggernaut versus an Ursa or something weird, it's going to be a lot more complex.
So with the Venge grab, we have seen a little core Venge lately, guys, not all that common. Other big reason why we often, I guess it is a counter to the lasso here, but is this setting up for anything? Is it just a lasso counter?
I think if you try to go core Venge, then you're just incentivizing the Batrider to lasso the VS. And you want to make it so that she's the lowest value in the game, so that if you lasso her, you're practically wasting it. You're just giving the aura to your teammates. And of course, if you don't, then she's just going to break it.
Also, this is Black. I don't know if we've ever seen him play on core Venge.
He's played like Pudge and Axe. I mean, he's played unconventional cores. But yeah, I don't know if he's played Venge in particular.
I love this CM pick. This is a very common third pick between a few of the teams that are in the playoffs here, and Mineski were able to absolutely destroy in the games they pick it up. Usually using it a lot more offensively than your common playstyle, getting the Crystal Nova at level 1 and fighting with it in a duel or tri-lane.
Okay, I mean, Age-O combo with the Juggernaut, obviously with the Nova spin, bite. But I don't think Freezing Field is going to get a lot of traction this game.
No, not
so
against
far.
the Knicks.
With Knicks, Warlock, even Venge, they have ways to all break that ult.
It's also actually can be really hard against the Nyx Assassin. Like, Crystal Maiden is like the natural prey of this Predator, and if it is going to be that off lane for Ice or even the mid, you're going to see the tempo.
Boy. Well, the Drow comes out, and Faceless, with the Venge pick as well, have some extremely hefty physical damage here.
Well, Lumi, you were expecting 20 to 30-minute games. It looks like Mineski weren't able to do that for you this time.
I will say, Lumi
Faceless
walked
are
into the
ready.
kitchen in between the games, and he said, the series is over. Mineski's on tilt. So,
I mean, how do you not tilt after a game like that?
I mean, if you want to just put the dagger in their heart, you pick the Drow, you have a good lane stage, they may feel like it's over. But that said, if anyone's just not going to give up, it's got to be Mineski.
That's true. This team has some strong mental fortitude, so.
And they grab the Slark now, so they get a hero that later on can be a huge problem for Drow Ranger. There's a swap to save her that's decent, but by no means a full solution.
And Slark is amazing against an offlane Nyx Assassin. The Dark Pact makes the Spike Carapace almost a complete non-factor. You can go on him really hard, and before level 6, you'll probably get a couple kills on him.
Even
either or
Jug
the
is
Jug,
quite
the
good.
spin,
yeah.
The spin. So I think the Knicks may struggle here, actually. We'll see the Omni ban.
That would enable like a repel freezing field, which would make it so that you have to spend chaotic offering or swap to break the ulti, CM ulti, which is something you really don't want to do.
Well, Mineski banning out probably the hardest to deal with ranged carry that can synergize with that Drow yet remaining. They will remove the Storm Spirit.
I mean, Pugna is still in the pool. We could go for that route as well. And we could have Puck if you want a little bit more
I don't
control.
like Pugna very much against Slark, though.
10 seconds remaining.
Slark is going to have a really good game no matter what, though.
It-
In this position.
right now, yeah, it feels like just an amazing
But-
Slark game in general.
And
What does Mineski
Aside
take?
from Faceless pushing hard, which is where the Pugna could come into play.
Reserve time.
I feel like this is you definitely need a very beefy frontliner. Okay, that is not
Alright,
not it.
They're going different tack. They're saying if we can just get any kills generated on the map, even if it's just a lasso kill, then we're going to be getting a lot for it.
This is some ballsy pick. They are 5-manning push, and you want to pick Bounty, a hero that does nothing against that?
I mean, if you can
It's-
pressure the Drow properly, then it might still work.
I mean,
Well, we know Faceless normally just emphasize those strong lanes. Is it Black who plays the Drow?
yes.
Okay.
Reserve time.
So,
So then we're looking for a Jabs hero for mid. Invoker, but that's kind of weak against the Bounty Roam, especially with the Jug mid likely coming.
I think they want a hero that come online a little bit quicker. Medusa.
okay.
This is some Fnatic stuff, guys.
I mean, there are quite a few teams that will pick this up. Liquid, we're running it a lot in the past, but it is actually just cancerous to deal with. Like the fact that you don't have any mana burn right now, maybe you get a Diffusal Blade on the Juggernaut, but you just don't have any direct damage in the Medusa. Combine that with the fact that you're able to amplify Medusa's damage with the Venge and the Drow Ranger, like all they have to do is just sit right behind him.
And Faceless, again, have constructed a very strong sieging lineup. Not as crazy at killing structures, perhaps as a Pugna Jakiro, but still very adept with a little more late-game scaling to it.
And much harder to repel and remove, right? You put that Medusa in the front line, she gets a Dragon Lance, and she's just blinking away. Like you said, you know, so much aura to buff up her damage.
Well, Mineski certainly ran their fair share of Drow, especially back in the TI qualifier, so if anyone should have an idea of how to deal with it, maybe even how to deal with the Dusa, they're probably on the short list.
The two things that Mineski have going for them with this draft is a vision game. With the Batrider and the Slark, they're able to keep tabs on warding, and they're able to see their targets before they're in range, which is going to be setting up some really good fights for them and enabling them to engage in their terms. And the second factor is mobility. Slark, with outside of vision, is going to move very fast. Track movement speed is going to be really big, and then of course the Batrider and the Juggernaut build heavy mobility. Compared to the Medusa, who's just going to be as slow as can be, even if she gets an item based on Yasha, she's still going to be very limited in how much she's able to move about the map, and they're going to be able to play around it.
So, XY, running around under smoke, probably hoping to find the man who just snuck by him, Jules, plants down the Observer Ward. And RR now creeping up to that top lane, already a Dire Obs
A really interesting position to put Ops.
to block this camp. I guess you're up against Batrider off lane.
No, this one.
So that's going to make it so that's harder to stack for the Medusa. If she's trying to farm up like satyrs and stuff, then you can annoy the heck out of her. Also, you're seeing any support rotations. So the bounty hunter can be free to harass as much as you want. You have to look at the starting items and realize what two heroes they really want involved early.
XY? Is he in a little bit of trouble?
There's no
here?
Orb of Venom, so even if they set up the pounce here, I think he's okay.
Okay.
But look at this. Okay, Jules has boots as well as RR. The Batrider and the Bounty are going to be very involved this game.
Or they just want to bully Ninja Boogie a bit, like by all the wards. And the core.
Oh yeah, I mean,
And the sentry.
you need a team punching bag, of course.
Yeah.
But all the same, like in this edition, they want to be extremely mobile, because if they can just like get the bounty hunter in a position with Janata, when the Batrider has the boots advantage over the safe laner, then you can actually just get a kill that way.
Oh, nice placement there by Jules. From the high ground, he drops down the Ops, so they'll have a great idea of where Ice is over the course of this laning stage. And now he's going to creep towards mid. He looks for the courier snipe.
Oh, it's coming out.
It is coming out, but is there a ferry? That's the question.
A lot of times
Normally
people
bench
just...
Ooh. Jules was not invis there, so they did ping him out.
Yeah.
All right, so at least that's gonna waste a lot of time for XY. But where does he move thereafter? Does he actually make his move towards the top? Does he actually keep pressuring the mid, even though there's a sentry ward? It's kind of hard to decide.
Well, the ferry will begin its movement, so XY going to bring those tangos out. And we do see the Slark taking that early points in Essence Shift. Has the poor man shield, already ate his tree for a bit of extra regen. With the branch, I should say.
So
Slow laning stage so far. A little bit of pressure going to come to Jabs now.
Nice.
They'll eat that sentry. That's big. And Jabs will be forced into the Mana Shield. XY has two more, though. He's
Oh,
ready for
jeez.
this.
Oh,
Instantly eats another.
that's not bad. I mean,
And
all
there
of
is
that-
a one left. And Jules doesn't have any to counter that.
So that's a lot of gold eaten up right there. Just the one sentry ward, you get the extra 100 gold advantage over the Vengeful Spirit, who already is running around without boots. She's going to be your target.
yeah, not only that, all that magic missile damage onto the bounty, full HP, because you ate a ward, so extra regen.
Rotating now towards the top lane. Nuts is hanging back protecting Black, who CSing well, but at the same time, so too is the Slark and the Jug here. As we see a spin onto Ice. He's already committed the Carapace and the stun. He has a Mango available though, and Miracle eats his way into the trees. He's gonna have to eat his way out, and Ice. Looking to punish this, bring in XY, but no Boots Venge. Bit difficult to get in range.
Yeah, and it seems like Ice was pretty confident that Bounty Hunter wouldn't be bottom at all, because there's so much incentive to help the Bat Rider and to suppress the Medusa. Ice doesn't go for any Fairy Fire. Just goes for the Mango Stout and is able to sustain and trade, rather than the Fairy Fire, which is designed to survive the Juggernaut spin.
Oh, this is nice for Raging Potato, getting all those Essence Shift stacks.
Oh god, look at the damage.
18, he might actually get a solo kill. It's going to be 2 more auto attacks. Fairy Fire makes it 3. And the Medusa will skate away, but that is a lot more damage than what you would normally expect to get versus a ranged hero.
And he doesn't have like the Bassi yet, so he's not like gaining a lot of intelligence.
That courier is coming
This
back
is
out.
the perfect time for a snipe.
Remember last
and
game, Jules got first blood in this exact situation, right? He backstabbed with a Invis Rune on
and
Disruptor.
It's the bottle, and it's just waltzing out mid into his waiting arms.
Don't go, Jules.
No, he's got to go back to the tier 2 in this case.
But he can punish Jules for this and get a lot of auto attacks off.
No Orb of Venom. I don't think it's going to work. Like, he just walks away. Showing your position doesn't give you anything extra here. And instead he just gets a timeout.
He's too busy watching the Naga. It's like, oh, Invis.
So, yeah, Bottle's going to be great. Bassi would be great. When you have all these Essence Shift stacks stealing away your intelligence, the best thing you can do is generate the mana through a static mana regen aspect, like one of those 2 items.
Yep.
And that's a big thing to mention, is that they do have a CM, so it really enables the Slark, even the Jug, to just spam their spells and apply a lot more pressure. And big part of why we see them still CSing very well, even against the Drow lineup. They're going to make their move on Ice. This might be a kill. Jules did grab the Oov, but Ice also does have his boots and the Windlace, so he's able to outrun the bounty.
Yeah,
make
very
it
good
back to
impel.
safety.
If he didn't get impelled there, that was a guarantee kill, so let's see that. Lane though, looks like Raging Potato actually is lovely.
Can he just go on XY?
He's in the
Yeah,
middle
he's so
of
dumb.
nowhere.
Okay. I have no idea what he was doing in that kind of movement. He has to stay way behind the Nyx and only play like the bodyguard.
And it's already icing over.
They'll take it. First blood to Mineski in a must-win game to stay here alive in the winner's bracket with the easiest shot at a trip to the Boston Major. Pounce forward onto jabs. Raging Potato making his move in. A little bit of extra Essence Shift for him.
Yeah.
He is leveling it up, mind you.
Just the 2 points. He didn't, go hard into it.
Well, yeah. I don't think anyone maxes it first.
I mean, more so just for the fact that it lasts a little bit longer.
And it hurts Medusa more than almost any other hero. Just the fact that she actually relies on her intelligence to sustain and survive. So it's really effective as he keeps those stacks rolling. And he's not using Dark Pact very often. Each and every one of these exchanges, despite it doing only half damage to him, he doesn't bother with the Dark Pact. Are off to a really good start. Tranquil Windlace. I mean, even if you don't have Blink Dagger, you can do something with Tranquil Windlace at level 6. It just comes down to what hero you find isolated.
Finally, Jules deciding to give a little love to the Faceless top lane.
No, he's here to steal experience.
I do want to point out that also Arcane R is really good for Bounty Hunter, who normally has a lot of mana issues with the Windwalk.
Yeah, between that and the bottle that Slark has, these 2 heroes can just spam spells like crazy.
Very calm and slow open here, but I'm just so impressed by Mineski's core farm, honestly. Up against 4 ranged heroes with a Dusa.
Oh, mid lane.
As
Pounce.
Potato, a slightly less impressive pounce on the mid lane. And XY for the punish. Ooh, he does have the ult. He pops the Fairy Fire. He's actually going to continue pursuit. Oh, that's risky. XY's going to have another stun soon. Yeah, has the mana for it just about. And meanwhile, bottom.
Oh, very close kill.
Miracle just barely catching Ice on the tail end of that TP out.
So finally, the Nyx Assassin goes down. Slark and Juggernaut are great at bringing this hero down, so just finding the right opportunity for it. But soon he'll be 6, and you're committing more Sentry wards, and you're having to chase further, and it's just really not worth it.
Let's get really winning this laning stage, though. 2-0, up about 1,000 gold, and this is the big thing, guys. Almost 2,000 experience.
Yeah, I think the getting Jay as big as possible here is going to be big, because we already have talked a lot about how the Essence Shift affects the Medusa, and if he's able to get a lot of attack speed, and go like Echo and his Silver Edge, maybe even a Scotty or Moonshard, he can just lay into this Medusa and make it so that her primary way of surviving is ineffective.
Yeah, not just Medusa. I mean, like, look at the supports. Venge, Warlock. These are not heroes that could really tango with Slark that well. So he's gonna be able to find a lot of food during the mid game.
Batrider on a good clip here for the Blink Dagger. He sits at 3rd in net worth. So yeah, all the cores farming well. Bounty getting decent levels. Crystal Maiden already level 5. Ninja Boogie having a way better time than last game.
Bounty Hunter's level 3 now. I mean, he was sitting on level 1 for a really long time, but he's not going to be in range to get the Tome of Knowledge boost to level 6.
Oh, he's going to get a courier, though.
And the boost was used just to send it out the lane. This will be a freebie for Jules, it looks like. Grabs that courier kill and should make it out.
Level 4 and half.
Patience is a virtue. That really worked out for him. It just sets up, fixes all of his issues, really, this laning stage.
Meanwhile, Miracle going for the solo kill on Ice, who will get blown up by a Ninja Boogie with the level 3 Nova. Another quick, decisive kill. Will there be a trade? Oh, he should be okay with a Mango TP if he needs it.
Slark's here too, and they have Bounty back.
That's gonna be a dead Medusa.
Japs is out of position. He does have Stone Gaze though. Might be able to make it out with that. He turns, and Potato will be frozen. So too will Jules at the last second. But they force out the Stone Gaze for basically nothing. And Miracle doesn't even die. Here comes the trade for Faceless, such as it is. That's a push.
Well,
and they're gonna try to zone R.
Slark's already porting up top.
Oh, this could be actually really good for them.
Yeah.
They've got Napalm on the Venge. There's really no answer, and he has the Shadow Dance available. No, still, he has Shadow Dance. He can keep running.
Need to use it to get in range. Good gust, though. Pounces and doesn't quite connect. Unfortunate. He's even going to commit the ultimate. I cannot go for this but he's going to try. He actually dives under the tower. He's got the stick charge as well. He gets the kill, but not worth at all.
Hey, guys, I got the Venge.
It's not.
He's like, oh, I have stick charges. I can, I'm a little tankier than they realized, but he was not nearly tanky enough.
I mean, he did not respect Shadow Ward at all. That's a great single target heal, especially when you're not bursting him down.
Exactly. It just had too long to take effect, and in the whole process, they just were able to turn it back the other way. And maybe a little bit frustrated that he's missed 2 critical pounces, one on the Medusa mid, and now just that one. But in the end, he cannot afford to give up kills like that.
I don't really feel like they need to press it though. They're still in they were in great shape anyway. They're still doing really well.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a critical window where before Faceless could get their Drow push going on, they need to start getting a lot of kills. And maybe
the pounce on the mid lane. Raging Potato has the ultimate. Gonna go into jabs here. There's the slow from the Bounty Hunter as well. Stone Gaze up again. Doesn't matter. Shuriken says hell no. And Raging Potato, he runs back into the bench.
He's okay. He's okay.
Oh, he's so aggro. No way he's killing her.
But at the end of the day, actually, the Stone Gaze just expedites the Medusa's death there. By expending so much mana, 200 mana, I think, on that ultimate, you're losing all that potential mana shield. So they just shuriken right after it and get an easy kill.
So, Black's still free farming here. So we'll see him grabbing the Morbid Mask.
Really not that good for the expectation here. He's really got to be the one carrying the team on his shoulders in the early game, because he's the tempo core that's also giving the Medusa damage. So Drow really needs to be big, at least in levels, if not farm. And just, I mean, he's good in CS, but across the board, Mineski is doing better.
How does this Batrider have the same amount of CS as Drow?
Exactly.
Like, Blink Dagger's online, by the way, so I imagine the first gank that we're going to see is going to be top lane.
Ice playing footsie here with Ninja Boogie.
I like the raindrops, actually. Allowing him to survive Nyx combo is really important.
Is that enough to live through the full combo?
Yeah, because
Vendetta's physical, right?
Yeah, and an Impale will not do almost any damage, and that's the big deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Ice is not having a very good game compared to his customary laning stage, and so much of that is just the matchup here being really well chosen by Mineski. Not an easy Nyx lane.
Well, Jules getting eyes here on the Drow Ranger. Batrider is en route here with the Smoke of Deceit. I think
you just go on the Warlock here. It's a lot easier to get him, but instead of somebody that he can Shadow Word.
He's so close to Golem, though.
I mean, the big kill is the Drow, and I think you go for him still.
Well, meanwhile, in the river, this could be a big one as well. Ice dragged up onto the high ground. XY going down to the Crystal Maiden ultimate. The stun just barely clipping Ninja Boogie, which now gets Nuts in range to get that Shadow Word kill, but it comes at his cost of his own life, and he dies first, so he doesn't even get the experience.
Mid lane.
Meanwhile, Raging Potato moving on to Jabs, who does have a regen rune as well as a magic wand. They're going to try to force him to use that Stone Gaze again. And he might have to. No, only level 2 pounce. Still not ready. Blink out from RR. And Mineski just quickly maneuvering to try and close this gap behind Jabs and make a move on him. And Miracle just, I'll take the tower while you're busy doing that.
And he's going to rotate mid. It's going to take all 4 of them because he did just regenerate up to full mana and full HP. Man, if Jules had a slightly better laning stage and was able to get a track at that 10-minute mark with the tome, then you would have had 3 track kills there. Instead, they have 0, only now getting track online. And it's kind of a what could have been. But
I don't think they're complaining about 3 kills.
Guys, I have to ask. Over/under on a Miracle, Radiance, Octarine, Juggernaut?
No.
What is on the courier right here?
That's on Yahtzee.
No, he's going to go Yasha Battle Fury or Diffusal Blade. Probably Diffusal Blade.
I think Diffusal's too good against the Dusa, but, you know, this is Miracle we're talking about. So.
No, he needs something like a Blink as well. Ooh, Ninja Brig is dewarding, so he should see Ice, but haste it up. He misses the rare impale. He gets actually
how you
bitten
doing?
up, but he should be fine with the haste.
Yeah, he's got raindrops anyway, so it actually isn't really generating any traction here. And this is big because the Nyx Assassin should be a very fearsome hero on the map.
Woo. Stun misses again. Raging Potato jumping away. Already spent his gold anyway.
Yeah, but this threat is just being neutralized by good vision, good reactions, and just tanky enough heroes.
Well, this is not exactly uncommon where a team outplays Faceless in the first 15 minutes of the game, but what it comes down to for Faceless is always, can the other team close out the game?
They're jumping forward, looking for the pick on Black, and he is tracked up. Lasso comes through. Good dodge there on the Gust.
That's right.
And an easy kill, but do they make it out? That's the real question. Dust, connection onto Jules, and it looks like RR probably just needs to let him go. And he will.
Oh, he's going in?
But Raging Potato straight into the fight, and now back out. Miracle even joining this one. Man, they're committing. They are going into the Golem. They've got to be careful not to group up too much. They don't have mana for the Juggle. He goes down. Miracle baited in by Bimbo's aggression.
He had mana for the ulti, and then it got taken away by the Serpent. The Medusa Snake was able to steal it away. They've got 2 forms of mana burn, but only 1 right now. And that was what denied the Omni Slash. And of course with the Golem to take out his last
swap into a stun. Beautiful combination here from Faceless. They already lead 1-0, now looking to turn this game back on its head. They stun Jules. This is getting a little bit out of hand. They have to stem the tide here. Raging Potato trying to drive them back, and Jules nearly dead. He turns around for a slightly greedy track there. Do they continue pursuit?
Jules is coming back in. Gotta be careful. Shuriken Toss not bouncing, not getting that range. By the way, Black had to buy back during that fight when he saw Juggernaut charging in, so it wasn't all bad for Mineski, but still, that's a lot of the big advantage they're giving up.
Yeah, and all things considered, this is a pretty slow tier 1 tower kill on the top lane for Faceless.
Raging? Sees Black? Oh, if he kills him
no,
here,
no way with the Dusa here.
He's just keeping them on their toes. Like, because he knows that they have no really good controlling spells, all he has to do is just make sure he has Dark Pact every time he goes in, and he's going to keep playing like this.
He's even painting out a hero. He jumps onto Nuts. He wants to finish him off. Stone Gaze was available, though. I don't think he gets to kill a Nuts in time. In fact, the Drow might kill him with the silence. He's going to end up going down. The Bounty Hunter also falling again. Mineski hemorrhaging freebies and completely throwing away this lead.
And that was just a misplay, miscommunication. They could have tracked the Warlock, and the toss would have killed the Warlock. But instead, Bounty went on Dusa, and I believe Slark went on Warlock. They don't get either. They lose 2. And great.
And the whole idea about them not having a good controlling spell goes out the window when you let yourself get petrified like that. Like, he thought he had enough damage for the kill, definitely did not, and the end result is very poor for him. Drow Ranger's actually got a good enough level of Gust now to really counteract him, and he just always has to be worried about it. Like, if he has night vision, he has really good night vision, but if she's lurking around a tree or something that he just cannot see coming, then it's going to be very problematic.
XY, just going to hang back here mid. It's been a little quiet from RR since that earlier skirmish, but now he's on the move again.
He's got a 4-staff. How is this guy so rich?
He is very farm. Maybe a little track hold, but mostly just a great off lane.
Not feeding like his teammates. Track will find no.
Oh, that's a dead Warlock, I think.
I don't know.
He didn't have sight at the time, though.
They do have a ward in the neighborhood, and he's going to go in. He blink lasso deep onto the Nyx Assassin, who they really want to focus, but he gets up the carapace again. The stun as well. They got to kill him off. He swapped away. Good job by Raging Potato to at least remove that silence, but not enough. The Omni Slash bouncing. Can he finish off? Not so. Looks like he will be able to. They also got Ice, Ice, Ice. Now the Stone Gaze, the TP out just makes it barely in time. Jules, a fresh track, potentially an additional kill, working on XY, but the heal.
The Urn?
Keeps him alive. Urn not going to be enough. Bring him down.
They did buff the damage over time.
Another Nova.
Oh,
He gets
another
off a
Urn.
secondary Urn. They might get the kill with that. RR. He wants that track gold. He wants it bad. He's gonna get it, but at what? Oh, might be his own life. He trades away.
Why are they fighting like
Mineski
this?
forcing
Because
these
they love
kills.
track gold, man. What else? This is just monetary
I mean,
gains.
even with track, I feel like Mineski don't need to fight this balls deep in their jungle between like 3 towers.
it's only Medusa profiting in the long term because the
What,
sword keeps
did you hear
dying.
yourself? It's only a Medusa profiting.
No, I'm not. I'm arguing. At first, I started off as a devil's advocate, but in the end, Medusa is the one getting the value.
Yeah.
Like the Slark keeps dying, the Medusa keeps living and getting killed.
So what you're saying is Mineski is
he
going
was
too
being
deep.
sarcastic, Lumi. Yeah,
Okay.
he's agreeing with you.
I, they're
So-
getting baited in by the track gold.
Lumi has no chill, guys.
I'm getting baited in by Blaze, Lassies.
Truth.
Yeah.
It's a trap, but not for Mineski, actually for Lumi. So I think we can all agree Mineski needs to cool their jets a little bit here. They do have, and to me the big thing is if they're gonna go, they should go with 4 or 5, not just like 1, 2 heroes trying to go for these cute pickoffs that far in Faceless territory with all the towers up. There will be a response, and frankly, they're lucky the Warlock ult wasn't there. Which, speaking of, has a Midas coming very soon.
That is definitely the build. I think Ice is Ice, if he can get one as well, would be really good. Yeah, he's going
And
for it too.
so they're going double Midas with a Dusa Drow. Warlock, you've got the Venge to buff up their damage. Don't sleep on Faceless's late game.
Yeah, because you know that Mineski with a Batrider and a Slark are going to have map control. They're going to have better vision, and they're going to be able to take more resources off the map. But if you have 2 Midases to really pinch pennies and get more value out of the time factor, you're still going to be on par with them.
Manta now complete for Miracle. Probably that Diffusal Blade coming next.
Yeah, that's once they get Diffusal 1, they have to start actually looking to take objectives because that's their major advantage over Medusa at this stage.
Oh, XY.
Other than that, you're looking at like a 6-slotted Slark, which is going to be far down the road.
And a 6-slotted Juggernaut. I mean, Miracle will get there eventually too, especially with Trackle.
But like, if you compare just the 3-item Juggernaut of Manta Diffusal to the 6-slotted, it's an upgrade for sure, but like, it's not that dramatic compared to what Medusa can build.
That's true. I mean, nothing compares to Medusa this game.
Whoa, RR in deep. Mineski in full dive mode again. There goes the Golem, connects on 2. Trying to get that Stone Gaze to proc a Miracle, but he turns with the Omni, trying to dodge his way out of this one.
Oh.
Blade Fury's on cooldown because he already used it earlier, and he drops low.
Manta,
That
Manta,
Snake,
Manta.
he mantas,
Actually,
and I think he took the damage, but
Yeah.
barely living anyway.
He's phasing. He's getting
He
himself
makes
out.
it out with the track move speed. XY on the hunt though. Wave of Terror cooling down. Swap instead on the
Oh my
RR.
God,
The
Finn.
blink out.
Now
He
he's
tries
on
to
mana.
get in range, but he's able to Blade Fury dodge the bench stun. He survives through it.
Okay.
Beautiful
You know what?
retreat, calculated by Miracle.
You know why he had mana to spin? Is because he got a bottle sip from an ally. So I think the Slark was the only one with a bottle. So giving that over to his ally in the middle of that exchange, force-staffing him out, bottle sipping him just to survive that last spell.
All right.
I think Mineski needs to relax a little bit.
The cores are so YOLO. Like, they're just going in so ham.
And actually, it baits out the Golem and it works out, but that was pretty close to being a disaster.
I could totally see it not working out, but
Exactly.
Like that also getting swapped, he would, if he didn't instantly blink out, would have died. They're basically banking on perfect play with these dives.
Exactly.
But hey, can't argue with the results so far. And they're gonna grab an early gem here. Now they do have a farmed Batrider.
Yeah, vision. It's just like if Slark and Batrider can find the wards, kill the wards, and take the map, then what can the Medusa really get? You're afraid of this Medusa getting 3 or 4 items, but if you can just delay that as long as possible, play at your strongest when you have this Manta Diffusal Jug and this SNY, I believe, Slark, you're able to really
Echo
just put out the
Saber,
tempo.
not SNY.
Okay, he had the Yasha, so it'll confuse me a little bit, but yeah, goes back for the Echo Saber, and he's just all about fast movement, fast hits. These are tempo builds for heroes that could take it late, but don't want to.
Now, normally putting the gem up on Batrider is, pretty good because he's got the vision, he's got the mobility. However, this game, there's quite a bit of ways to lock him down. So, RR, the not Rambo player for the team, please hold on to your gem.
Scan
He's
actually comes out from
definitely the
Radiant.
most stable player on
Yeah,
the team.
for sure.
RR's like trying to clean up the mess created by his team constantly.
They got a ping on the scan in the jungle, so they know that there is a hero or two there, and they're just kind of getting information first. They expect him to farm out the top lane.
Echo Saber ready. Jules and RR out in front scouting, but it's actually mid lane where Ninja Boogie is about to see 5 heroes barreling down that lane, and I don't really know if they want to contest this. Looks like they do. Batrider's coming in.
This is Mineski you're talking about, man.
Oh,
They
sorry,
want to
that-
contest everything.
Yeah, Batrider up on the high ground now, sweeping around, and they're going to make their move, jumping forward, trying to catch out Miracle, but he just Blade Furies. Calmly walks away, the lasso goes the other direction, it's onto the bench. There's the Stone Gaze to try and turn this, but they don't have to face him yet. The swap is not good enough. They
Fire.
get XY in the end.
Yeah, and now everyone is track up. Miracle on the back line. Omni Slash only on the heroes. Hero
beautiful.
one will go down.
Oh.
He needs to spin.
The Rock committed, and it's only for the Jug who spins his way through the Gust. He gets on the Black for that extra bit of move speed. Doesn't he finish him? He just barely gets the kill. He's going to pay for it, but he got the Drow. And now they can move on to Jax. This is the kind of fight Mineski want. 4 dead. Looking for that 5th and a track kill. Pounce and got him. Ice, ice, ice. Make it 5. The chaos of Mineski prevails. They wipe them out, and they got an unbelievable amount of gold out of that. 4,000 right back their way.
And the Bounty Hunter profiting the most with all those tracks coming out. 5 tracks coming out from him, getting huge movement speed and huge gains from that victory. And yeah, they just have to sacrifice the Miracle Jug, but he bought his defusal in his death throws, which allows them to take the tier 1, get all these major items, and continue to build momentum.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. It seems like we might have a game 3 on our hands if Mineski keeps this up,
Well,
guys.
maybe not. We don't know what kind of Mineski we're gonna get. That was a good one.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen 4 different Mineskis this game already.
Exactly.
Let alone the series.
That was some flawless stuff though. Like Miracle, especially on the back line, those bounces are pretty lucky. Pretty much all landing on Black, I want to say. But now the next fight, Drum comes out from the Crystal Maiden. Have you seen this rich of a CM this early? I feel like Ninja Boogie's like, this is one of his...
certainly a change from last game. And against the Knicks, this is really important. Because Ice Ice Ice, 1, 5, and 7, he's been somewhat involved in the fights, but he is dying a lot and he's not racking up the kills.
I've never seen Yasha and Dagger on the same Slark. Like, the great movement tools, but picking up both of them here, he really just wants to go on the Drow, go on the Medusa, like, find his target and kill it quickly.
I imagine he's considering the Manta Diffusal build as well, potentially to even further deal with the Dusa.
Yeah, that could be a good long-term plan as well. It obviously takes up 2 precious inventory slots for the Slark, but if you just want to end the game without addressing a full slotted Dusa, it definitely is a way to approach it.
I think it's more so for the Drow Ranger. They just want to actually go for him every single fight.
Jules is like, hey, come on.
Just keep on
He's like,
feeding
here,
him.
have my sentry. Mercy, please.
He's just trying to get a good idea of where the sentries are at so he can move aggressively. But you look at the Dire side, they have so many sentries all around trying to make sure that they're not being caught off guard. And in the end, still, like, the Batrider and the Slark have the superior vision, even if they keep tabs on Bounty.
Well, the game is going to slow down, but, you know, Mineski, I think okay with that, too. They have very elusive hero that could also farm quite as efficiently. And Drow Ranger, have we seen her actually siege a tower successfully yet?
She's running for her life, man.
Yeah. She's got the pike, so it's not so bad.
All she's really got is the swap.
Unless you get blink pounced, and then you're still screwed. You have to get swapped, and then the lasso's for free.
And the last swap was not a very long range one, to be sure.
I mean, when you're napalmed up and you try to turn left and right, you know, ain't great.
Yeah,
Well, we talked about it. It is a great Slark game. Even just from the beginning of the draft, we knew it would be, and it's certainly proven to be the case. He's overextended at times, but even when he's dying, he's still wreaking havoc on the backlines
That's
of
true.
Faceless.
He's never died for free, right? Even dying for that Venge top, he's still getting some kills on the way
He's
out.
died for bad trades, but yeah, never like just a freebie. Hey, here, have a Slark. And oh, by the way, huge item now. RR with a BKB picked up on the Batrider. Nyx is just worthless now against the Bat, and the only counter to that initiation is the swap and the Stone Gaze. But the Bat ain't dying, and he's going to go in. He looks to unload. He goes right onto Ice Ice Ice. There's the Rock, but he just really ignores it as the jump.
They all stoned?
Oh, he gets stoned. He's going to go down. That's pretty big.
Swap back in,
and he
Gem.
dies as well.
That's Gem.
Gem down, and they get the 1 kill on the Nyx, but the Jug facing the Dusa was brutal there.
Oh my god, that is so bad for
They're
the
going to
team.
find more, maybe? No, CM will make it out.
Yeah, these Stone Gazes are just on point from jabs, but also Mineski misplaying around them. They are just really focusing tunnel vision on a single target.
They are playing as if there is no Stone Gauge, which is
Exactly.
not the way to play it. And now Gem gets a pass on the other side. As a Bounty Hunter player, you're like, what is my teammate doing dropping the Gem?
I'm pretty sure the incidence of heart attack has gone up by several percentage
Oh, no!
points looking over the course of the series as they move in. Silence is there under Raging Potato, but he does have his ultimate available. He's going to pop it now. CM with her own ultimate, not really doing all that much, and will end up going down. That's 3 heroes dead for Mineski. Have to pounce away for the Potato.
But they trade 1 for 1. They now slow down the Roche a little bit. Jules walking into vision
Uh-oh,
again.
make
Can he
it
actually walk
4.
out?
He's done, so.
Yep.
And
Guardian Greaves
now
make it
the
hard.
jump in again. Potato, he wants to give the team wipe away.
He just grabs the rune. It's 26 minutes one. No DD for you. Slow down the Roshan even more.
That was
He
only
was
an
an illusion
in the
rune,
end.
but he wants to make sure, like in the worst case scenario, that they're not just getting a free Roshan out of a double
I
damage.
mean, that's one way to slow down Roach. Just keep throwing bodies at them.
yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's effective, but
No,
okay.
Greaves almost kept the bounty alive. Like he's tanked so many of these little shots, but
This game is not good for people's hearts, I have to tell you.
I think they need like a Crimson Guard on the bounty to add just that much more durability. Like being able to take those pot shots for the next
Against Drow
20
Dusa, that
minutes.
would be amazing. 3,900 gold on black. What's the item here for our wee little Drow Ranger?
I mean, Butterfly is the most obvious, but I mean, there are obviously a lot of ways you can approach it. Shadowblade.
How crazy
still not
is
bad.
shotgun?
If you use it defensively more than
defensive
offensively,
shotgun. Yeah.
then I think it can work out pretty well because you're really worried about the Omni Slash and the Slark when you can't address him. So I'd like it, but he goes to the Shadowblade, the other
Okay.
item I mentioned.
I mean, you just got their gem, so why not? But tracks are going to be a thing that you need to watch out for.
Yeah, and I think Banta's still not bad this game because Juggernaut doesn't have a Battle Fury, so you're going to be able to at least dissipate some of the damage he's putting out during Omni Slash.
Mineski clustering up towards the northern half of the map while Faceless march down south. Moving into the Roshan pit. They're going to put Black and Jabs in there together. Jabs starting to get quite large, by the way. He is the leader in net worth by a very slight margin.
He's 5'2" and 7 because they're just running into him.
Yeah.
And Faceless are going to take this Roshan.
Yeah.
Appears for free.
That is a huge Aegis. For the next 5 minutes,
Oh my
this
God.
Jabs is unkillable times 2.
All right, plan B for Mineski now. We got to farm.
They can split push decently well,
Yeah.
I think.
Miracle's got the blink, so that helps.
2 blinks, yeah. Or actually 3 with the Bat Rider and Slark as well.
So guys, with the way the game's developing, it could potentially be a long one. Mineski certainly have some good late game potential. They have good split push Faceless, strong scaling cores and team fight as well.
And 2 Midases.
Who do you guys favor?
I don't know, the
Oh.
Midas gaming is pretty strong with this one, and the fact they
Jules?
haven't been playing around Stone Gaze is really problematic. I actually think Faceless are better as we go along.
I agree with that point too, but
Well, they have all their damage dealers are melee, and Bat Rider has to get in close, so it's tough to deal with that Stone Gaze. To your point.
Jules trying
But
to
they're
get up.
going for the side swipe here. They're going to pounce in. Look to go on ice, jumping out at the same time. And looking to find a kill while they lock down Nuts, but he already used his ultimate. Wasn't really worth it. Omni Slash not doing much. Miracle now spinning and just backing away from X-Ray. The physical damage is enormous. He can't stand against it. Slark now going in. Does manage to kill off ice, but he doesn't have an ultimate. Does he have a getaway plan? Jukes in the trees. Has
got
the Blink
Blink.
Dagger ready. Has
He
the
wants to
TP.
go back
Wants to go back in onto XY. A quick suicide, it looks like, but he does get the kill, I suppose. A 3-for-2 exchange.
Was that even track? I'm not sure.
It was tracked, I'm not sure if it lasted long enough.
Okay, this is Mineski. They just got Aegis, and they're fighting into them.
Yeah, they did not get rid of the Aegis, by the way, just to be
I
clear.
mean, they want
but,
to fight, I guess. Right? It's a 2-for-3
yeah.
trade. You got 3
But
track
they didn't
kills.
get a carry, so it's like maybe a slight win.
Did they
for
get the
Mineski.
gem back?
Oh, that's a good question, because Nyx normally would have it. Courier?
It's back in the base.
Okay.
All right,
That's-
so
it was not in the
in the
fight.
end, though, although that is, like was mentioned, practically suicidal, Mineski actually get a lot out of that exchange. If you just let Faceless form up the way they want to, 5-man walking onto your tier 3, like there's not as much you can do, especially against Stone Gaze and against the Warlock Golem. But if you're able to attack from kind of on open field from multiple angles, then Faceless have to really divide and conquer, and with that, they're able to get a kill advantage.
Well, they certainly are attacking. You can't argue that. And it is from pretty much every angle imaginable. Still, the carries of Faceless are the leaders in net worth here. And they do have the double Midas to keep their utility heroes in line. And so, with back and forth trades, the Midas is somewhat equaling out to the track gold. It's a very close game for Easy Potato. It's going to Manta. He actually wants to go back in onto Ice. He Mantas and then starts hitting him, and now he's going to get slowed down. Picked off for sure. Faceless.
And there's
collect
no...
their bounty, and they want this Crystal Maid as well. Miss uphill, but they try to close the gap. Phase boots. Black shadow blading after Ninja Boogie already committed a drum charge just to get out, and Jules with that track move speed. We're getting back to safety.
Oh my god, this game.
Woo! Just when you think Mineski are going to, buckle down and start playing a little more composed, they just run in.
I mean, maybe they're right. Like, maybe they can't just sit here and trade farm, right? Like, they their lineup, the only way they generate gold is through track. And I mean, they can farm, but they can't keep up with double Midas and Medusa.
I agree with that, what happened bottom, but mid wasn't even an attempt to kill somebody. He didn't have vision. He blinks onto the creep wave to clear it out quickly, and it is kind of relying on the long distance dark night vision that he doesn't have in areas that he hasn't blinked to yet. So he just is unfortunately blinking right on top of a hero he didn't see, and they control him immediately. It just really was a misunderstanding of where the enemy was positioned, and it's costing them lives.
Ice has got the gem here. Jules trying to escape Force Staff and swap right back into the middle of everything. He's going to pop the grease for himself. He will go down, and that's definitely going to hurt the defenses.
So we do see that Drow Aghanims come out now. And Faceless just finding little gifts and presents around the map. Seems Christmas comes early.
Oh, Miracle might get himself a Aegis? Or sorry, a Courier?
Backdoor protection is going to kick in here pretty soon, so they really can't break high ground. They are going to get a Crimson Guard
coming though.
There is going to be a Crimson Guard, but it's actually on Faceless's side. The Vengeful Spirit was looking at one.
Okay.
Not out of the woods yet.
A full minute till Aegis? I mean, between Glyph, they could probably hold it for a minute. Alright, they're not gonna, they're gonna just go right.
Just a quick, straightforward chip siege here from Faceless.
The illusions die so quickly now from the Mystic Snake and from the Aghanim's Drow Ranger.
Are they gonna try to kill him as Aegis times out? I mean, that has happened.
It has, but I don't think they have enough time.
Jab's just manting right out, and he continues to lay into this tower, and the rest of the team so far back, they really can't commit. Trying to force out the Stone Gaze, not gonna happen. Jab's though running low on mana, so they might be able to crack this Aegis if they stick around, and then potentially it could wear off at their own time.
I mean, they have track, right? They will know the second that the Aegis runs out.
Yeah, and of course they have a timer that'll keep tabs on that as well. But the second that they feel like they can take the fight, they will. They have 3 blinks. They have the means to get there. It's the question of, are they going to be walking right into a Golem, right into a full combo from Faceless? There's that Aegis popping.
Full 5 minutes until the next one.
Oh, that's a long spawn. Yeah, that actually favors Mineski decently.
I mean, I think from Mineski's position, they would wish Roshan would never respawn again.
It's going to be tough no matter what. Yeah.
Miracle, making his way out of the Ancients. But where do Mineski go from here, guys? They have not really gotten the snowball rolling downhill. It's been pushed back a bit the other way. Easy kills seem few and far between, with Jabs being extremely tanky, Black having multiple defensive items, lots of HP, now a level 2 swap behind him, the Crimson Guard coming, Ghost Scepter on the Warlock. Ice Ice Ice, maybe the most killable hero in the game, which is kind of strange to say for a Nyx, but...
They got to get that gem back. That's the biggest thing in my mind, is getting vision back on the map and making it so that Faceless just can't play exactly their game and take their fights. You have to get vision, you have to get intel so you can take these engagements, and to do so, you need to get that gem back.
It's gonna be hard to find him. He's like permanently in Vendetta form, just looking and lurking. And of course, he's not too far away from his team either, so... Looks like Black has gone back for an Aghanim Scepter, more damage output.
Welcome to 5 minutes ago, Lumi.
Yeah? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sorry, might be. Haven't checked him back for a while.
And he'll probably go for the Maelstrom build, I'd say, afterwards. It's just, it syncs up so well with the multiple arrows flying out. In the meantime, the build on Slark is actually not going to be Manta Diffusal. He turns the Yasha into a Manta, but he's actually going to go for the Scotty here. If he can blink on a single target, he'll stick to them. The problem is, you're still facing Stone Gaze, and you still don't seem to have an answer to it. In fact, Medusa's even bigger. Like, we're talking about how many stats you can steal with Essence Shift if you attack fast enough. Well, she just got a whopping plus 25 to all with this Scotty, and it's unbelievable how tanky she is now.
Alright, Mineski need to do some miracle stuff. Because I don't see any normal metric of a game, they will be able to win this one.
You mean just like constantly split pushing and dodging fights, or
right? I'm just saying like Faceless.
A good old fashioned, just they need to have a miraculous fight, or what are we talking about here?
Faceless has better carries. They have better late game. They have better team fight. So on almost every metric, Faceless has it better. I think the only thing that the Radiant is better at is perhaps the initiation with the Bat Rider. But
I don't know if they have like better like ultra late game once like Slark and Jugger.
Are you kidding?
6-slotted.
Medusa?
The carries are comparable because Medusa and is kind of weak against Slark in the 6 and 7 slotted mode. But at the end of the day, you have 2 Midases on the Dire side, and right now they're not pressing the vision advantage that they should have. The 2 things Mineski's lineup have are vision advantage through Slark and Batrider, and mobility advantage through their daggers and their heroes. And they're not really pressing those right now. Maybe they're getting a little bit more split push on, but in the meantime, Faceless are racking up their net worth on the Medusa and on the Drow.
Yeah. Seems like both teams able to keep relatively even in the farm department, but no track kills for a lineup that was banking on getting a lot.
I mean, they got a decent amount, but
Not
since
in
then,
a while.
Yeah,
it's been all red dots for about 9 minutes here, 8 minutes.
And if you're going into late game, you're not looking to scale.
Oh, Ice is here. Jules just barely out of range.
Oh God.
This is a bold little stroll that
He thinks he's scouting, right? Suddenly.
even ping coming out now.
Oh, he is going to be checking him, but let's see. He is going to walk out. Oh no.
I mean,
Jules. Oh, walks a different
don't
path.
mind me, just out for a stroll.
Ice keeps on. The
He's
stroll.
still out that 900 AoE, right? Yeah, he's
Just barely. Like,
yeah.
he is skirting the line, man.
It's calculated.
So it's back to a Manta now. So
No, he switched it up and was able to get the Scotty faster for some reason, but like he was a Manta, then a Scotty, then Manta again. It doesn't really change anything in the long term.
well, the conga line of Faceless Heroes moves into the Radiant jungle. Scan, not gonna find anyone.
I mean, I think Faceless could just walk up to the base and start sieging, but they would definitely, prefer a pick first. You have one of the best pick heroes, Ninja Boogie. Needs to get out right now.
And as you say that, he's out of there. It is nighttime, so vision a bit lacking. So we'll give Jules ample opportunity to move into that dire jungle. Nothing to find there, though.
Miracle's got go for that 4 Abyssal, but obviously he's looking to get the buyback.
Well,
So
it's pretty even, guys, numerically.
One small thing that is worth talking about while we don't have too much action going on is that the Vladmir's is actually really high value for the bounty hunter here because of the fact that you're up against the Vengeful Spirit. When you kill Vengeful Spirit, her negative Vengeance aura actually really hurts Slark and Juggernaut's damage output, but when you get the Vladmir's aura on them, it kind of cuts that disadvantage in half because it stacks additively. So you're actually still able to stay in the fight. Venge is still a target that you can kill first and be almost on par in terms of damage.
And Venge is generally the target you want to kill first because of the swap against Batrider.
Exactly.
That said, she has a Crimson Guard. She's not an easy kill.
Right, that's also the other issue. 15 base armor, 1700 HP.
Well, it will be a freebie Roche. Faceless grabbing that Aegis. They give it to Jabs. And we'll have to see if they look to apply pressure with this. It seems like they want to. Starting to move through that Radiant jungle.
I mean, normally when you see a team going for Roche like this, you see, creep waves almost at the tier 3s, but Miracle very, very tentative for that split push because of the Nyx still.
Also, they haven't really itemized for a rapid push.
Right.
And Spin TP is not secure because of the Vengeful Spirit. That's another big issue.
Well, he's going to try for that spin. He will make it out. But the BOT is already on Dusa, and she deals with the top lane. I imagine it's going to TP in bottom after that, but already Mineski are gearing up for a little sojourn of their own outside the base.
They see the creep.
Ooh,
Okay.
RR.
Time to get back, guys.
Links out, Ice on the hunt, Carapace into the Firefly, but already Batrider well away. And so now a BKB completed on the Juggernaut, not opting for the Abyssal Blade. Once the magic immunity, we'll have to see how much good it does though, because mostly it feels like he's been dying to the Stone Gaze.
Just keep poking and prodding, keep the Medusa's mana low. She doesn't have great mana regen, she just has a really high pool. So you just kind of have to let that sponge soak it up a little bit and keep tracks rolling so you know when they're actually going to jump you.
There's the blink in again, Raging Potato very aggressive.
Now, does the Essence Shift debuff stack even through Aegis?
Not sure about
Dispel's
that,
not
but he
down.
mantos immediately after getting swapped. There's the Omni Slash on the backline, decapitates the Nyx, almost gets nuts as well. Miracle trying to one-man solo down their 3 backliners. XY is isolated, he can be run down. All of a sudden, Nuts is checked, and Miracle survives through it all. They're not killing him off quickly. Into the trees he goes. He might finally
He's got
die.
blink. He's got
He
blink.
does have the blink. 1 second, Frostbite's there. He wants to go back in. Jab's trying for the TP. No, come back. Oh, he doesn't get it. But they
it's
might
track
find a
time.
4th kill. Track gold on the Drow. What a beautiful engagement by Mineski. It was Bimbo who baited out all the spells, manted and leaped away, and then it was Miracle who came in for the assassination from behind.
It was simultaneous, and that's why it was so strong. Also, he soaked so much damage from the Drow Ranger
Yes.
as well as Dusa, and then he survived, allowing the rest of the team to catch back up. And of course, Napalm, Track, these are not exactly spells that you could easily run away from.
Their coordination was sick in that fight.
And again, once again, they fought into it. Dusa Aegis.
Yeah, well the thing is, if the Medusa has both Ascati and Aegis, she just becomes the target that you can't focus, that you can't touch. Most of her damage is still coming from the Drow and the Venge, so you take those 2 down, and you're actually able to deal with the Medusa and force her in retreat.
She has 0 like actual damage items right now. These are all utility stat items. With the auras, it adds up, but take them away, and she is lacking.
Mineski starting to strike tier 2s. Bottom looks like he's forced away, but I think the mid one will go down. Say that though, Dusa's gonna pour right in.
They just can't win the good old-fashioned way. They can't do it easy. They got to make their fans suffer for it, but it's certainly been an interesting ride for Mineski.
Did they finally get the gem back? They did. That's
Yeah.
huge. That's huge.
Yeah, the Knicks still had it, so that is going to be the pick that they needed to get the control back over the map. You're going to see the ward game dramatically shift over the next few minutes.
Yeah, so they bought their own on the Venge.
Mhm.
Did they just buy that, or?
I
guess they
think that's
must
the
have.
recent pickup.
So Slark up to 5,600. The Juggernaut of Miracle, almost Abyssal Blade territory should he won it.
Down. Is this the kind of game where you have to buy out with each of your items just to stay ahead, Lumi?
You mean
For the Radiant.
You skip buyout?
Yeah, you buy out for like the Abyssal Blade instead of saving for buyback.
I think given the fact that you just won your last team fight, no.
Okay.
Right? You feel confident.
Well, Jules thought that he was TPing under Fog, and he was not correct about that. Got scouted out, I believe, by that gem. Might not have realized they had purchased another one.
So earlier I asked you guys the question about the Essence shift, but
Yeah.
the fight happened. So what exactly is the answer?
So Slark will keep it, obviously, and then Medusa will lose it because it dispels on death. So she'll come back with full strength.
Okay.
But he also keeps the stolen.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay.
Because I thought he was, the whole time he was wearing him down with the blink, double Echo Saber hit that, he was playing the long con, right? So, but apparently it does not persist through death.
Yeah, well, if Medusa's not your target, you're still gaining value with each
Sure,
strike.
sure.
Faceless just can't seem to finish off Mineski just when you think you got him on the ropes. They have one good team fight and they're up by 10k gold and off to the races. Blink Dagger up on Ninja Boogie. Also worth mentioning that Frostbite was absolutely huge in that last fight.
Uh-oh. 2 heroes running each other. Ice has the high ground vision. This is a tough
Miracle,
kill.
he's going to start with a stun.
Or maybe
Force
not.
staff, is it enough? The lasso comes through. Miracle has the BKB. He started just running away. They might have to sack the Batrider for this. They commit the rock and they will get the kill. The gem as well, grabbed
BKBs
right
though.
back.
R makes a huge mistake. He initiates with his lasso without turning on BKB right next to a Nyx. Nyx could have spiked him, could have Yules him. He chose the Yules, and that was his death. That drops the gem right back into the hands of Faceless. They don't have Batrider, which is probably the best base defender when it comes to catch. And now it's Faceless. Sieging again. No Aegis this time.
Now Jabs has a butterfly completed and en route
Okay.
with the auras.
So you said
is
he has
gonna
no
hit.
damage.
Now
This-
he's got
yeah,
some deeps.
It's finally here.
Plus 60 damage before all the auras coming into play.
Oh no.
And the
Ninja?
attack speed as well. Mineski, no real physical damage mitigation aside from the Vlads and the
Bat's got buyback. by
Guardian
the way.
Greaves.
Bat's got 5k. I don't know. Oh, Ninja.
They
Sorry.
might have to use it unless they want to give up this Rax. Range is already down and Jab's not working. On the melee,
Potato
they
Pop is over for no
don't-
reason.
they do not have the rock. You'd think this is a decent time to move in. There's the buyback, instant retreat from Jabs. They break the Lincolns and RR tries to swing around. He doesn't want to die back though, and it just wasn't able to catch anyone in time, so this is basically a zoning buyback, but already the melee down.
Yeah, I wish he bought back as soon as, I don't know. I guess they were looking for a catch instead of a...
Because if Medusa's just frontlining, you're still not getting anything out of it. But
Right.
with the ultimates cooling down, they might still be okay with it. The Stone Gaze is the important ulti. The Reign of Chaos is going to be the icing on the cake.
Working on that Rax. There's no glyph. They got to go fast if they want to take this Dusa down, and they will break the Lincolns, but that's it. Faceless. A free lane for them. Shades of the previous game. We're 45 minutes, and they've just gotten the first Rax. It's a little bit slower. But it also feels like it's not over for Mineski, guys.
No, they're going to defend to the Ancient. I mean, they have not had any issue with the Mega Creep defense in the past. They've got Vladimir's. I'm sure they'll build up a lot more on the Jug and the Slark as needed. But for right now, like, Rax is only like a side aspect. Really, this game is going to come down to kills and buybacks. Whoever is left standing at the end is going to be able to take the enemy's Ancient.
Well, Slark just finished a Butterfly. That's going to give him
RR, he sees this Dusa.
I don't think you could jump on the Dusa. I think they have to take a fight where, like last time, they have to jump around.
Oh, they have a Lotus now. Also, I think Venge Swap is almost level 3. Okay. It is. Very close.
I mean, the big one that you could Lotus is Omni Slash, which, I mean, Miracle Sims somehow comes out of nowhere and gets Omni. I guess the Blink helps.
Definitely a lot of surprise factor there, but just not making the impact. Maybe the Abyssal will make the difference. I mean, if you're able to chain stun this hero and just keep on mana burning and keep on essence shifting, then you're going to be able to get a lot of value in. And maybe, I dare say, prevent the Stone Gaze. It's really hard to do.
Or maybe the Abyssal gets reflected. That will also make a big impact.
Definitely.
There's the Radiant Scan. Mineski moving from south to north, creeping out into the mid lane. Faceless there to greet them, and they are going to fight outside their base. Raging Potato jumps right in, and it's on to Jab. That's the hardest hero in the game to kill. Now they try to turn their attention elsewhere. No BKB. Popped on the Batrider. He's going to die real quickly. They lose the gem, and elsewhere, Raging Potato working on Nuts, but he already got off his rock. Miracle commits for him. Doesn't even get him. Tries to spin away, but he ain't going anywhere. He's down as well. Raging Potato back in. Now leaping out, but he looks to pounce. It's a catastrophe for Mineski in the river. They've lost 2. They might lose the Potato as well. He can pounce up to the north. Has the Blink Dagger at the ready, but just feeding away core kills, losing yet another gem, and getting really nothing for it. A Venge kill that hardly matters.
I mean, they had the right idea, which is, as somebody's distracted up front, blink to the back line, cut down the Drow Ranger, because by far Drow provides the most damage for the whole team. Unfortunately, they didn't have detection, so Drow just went in Viz, and she was absolutely fine.
There's the buyback, second one of the game being forced out here as they move on to Ice Ice Ice. Raging Potato, quick jump in and out. Trying to catch heroes that are overextended. Jules now out in front. They will break that Lincolns again. Lasso is available, but no buyback on the Batrider. They need that BKB Lasso to really do anything here. As Miracle spins, he's rather tanky. He's okay for now. Potato did find a backline pick-off, bringing down a Warlock who didn't have a Golem. A gem hits the deck and he leaps forward once more, looking for Black as well. Can he finish him off? Jules there with the track, but the damage on the Jules is too much. They need Miracle. Gets off the Bash, actually. He's holding on to the Abyssal. Burning out his mana. They're locking him down. They bumped up 4. It's about, or 3. It's about to be 4. Can they get the 5th and final kill already out of there is the Venge. That Bash, he didn't even use the Abyssal.
They lost all their Raxes, or all being the mid.
Mineski has lost Rax before.
It hurts, but it's not the game ender. Like, they are able to hang on. Raging Potato jumps on the backline, kills off the Warlock. No Fatal Bonds, also dramatically reduces the damage that the Medusa can do. And now they go in. They are able to take 4 heroes down. They're gonna.
They gotta force these buybacks, guys. Oh, by the way, 46 Essence Shift stacks, and they're pretty fresh for Raging Potato. This is a Slark with almost 300 agility.
That's one.
Just hit the tower. Go,
and they're gonna move right in. They commit to this. They have a Blink Omni available. Miracle spinning, hitting the building. The glyph gets forced out. Mineski, no signs of retreating just yet. The rock is not ready. 30 seconds off cooldown. And Miracle stands his ground. Potato goes in again. Just wants to keep those essence ships stacked. Nice and healthy, but the slow is there. They have to leap out. They get the tower. They don't get the Rax. Bottom lane, closing in on the Radiant base. Mineski holding on here and still looking for the siege as Jules blinks in. He pops the Stone Gaze. He forced out the play by Jules, and then RR. He blinks it with BKB, but he gets swapped. They lose the gem again. Raging Potato in. There's no Stone Gaze. They gotta commit. They gotta do it now. Can they get the kills? Miracle already Omni Flash. He needs to bring somebody down. He's committing for him. He's gonna get the Dusa. Down for 110. Boost Jan Mineski as they push forward. They need a little more though.
Drops back, and now their HP so low they don't have Healing Ward on Miracle anymore. He gets stunned. He's gonna get silenced. Raging trying to jump out. He's out of mana. He's okay. Okay, he's out.
They're slowing down Ninja Boogie though. He's gonna drop here. That's just a Crystal Maiden, but they still think about going back in. They're out of mana.
But base. Tier 4's under siege. Somebody defend. Oh my god. Jabs with that quick trigger finger. Oh, Jules? Alright, he's got Greaves, he's fine.
A 3 gold swing there, by the way. So they have still a minute with no Dusa.
They have to push up bottom.
Probably
Dusa's-
not enough time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, they've shown that they can actually kill her if the Stone Gaze isn't in play.
Honestly, Bounty Hunter jumped in. I don't even know if he realized it was just the Bounty Hunter. He just like panic ultied. Maybe thought it was the jug
Yeah,
there
if
or
you get
something.
abyssal there, you're just so screwed. So he realized that he had to react quickly. That's the carry thing to do, and in the end, it actually cost him dearly without that ultimate. I mean, you can trade a Bat Rider for a Stone Gaze at this stage. The Stone Gaze is the end-all be-all of the fights.
Drow goes for Satanic, which, I mean, great for herself. Do you think maybe a Ethereal play would have been better? Going back for that awkward item choice again, it seems like helping herself or her teammate, the Dusa.
It's tough. It doesn't proc when you actually get the Chain Lightning. Obviously, you're not using your Frost Arrows, not that that matters.
Never mind, they have Diffusal Blaze. What am I saying? Like, it's gonna get purged off instantly.
It's hard to think of an alternative, but at the same time, Satanic has its limitations. If he's hitting an illusion, it won't matter. It's just
if he's getting Abyssal, it doesn't matter.
If Jug is Omni Slashing, it won't matter. If Slark is Dark Pack, or sorry, Shadow Dance, it won't matter.
I mean, at the very least, give him a ton of HP, which is something like he needs. Aegis now, though, will go to this. Who's gonna pick this Aegis? I guess
A Miracle.
Yeah, he's got slots.
And he needs it because he doesn't have buyback. But here comes the cavalry.
God.
It's ice. It could be a 4-man. No, they're ready for him. They lasso him. They track him. They kill that pesky little bug, and now they can look for more.
Jeez, left for Mach. Nobody cares. Okay, let's go, guys.
He does have buyback though, so it's not a game-ending death. I thought he was going to get a 4-hero stun there for a second.
But
they
like,
were a
the
little
backup,
slow to react.
even still, the backup wasn't there, so they are able to just see the Nyx squish the bug, and will they be able to force the buyback?
It all hangs on a knife's edge here. As Mineski group up again in the mid lane. Dusa will commit for a BKB.
Very important.
They don't have
Her
CM, by the way.
downfall, to be fair, has mostly been bashes though.
But the mana burn factor is still a very real issue, and just burning per hit from the Juggernaut with a Moon Shard, he has to keep his mana pool alive.
Alright, there's a buyback. Miracle, by the way, does not have boots. Drop the phase for the Aegis, so he is slow as molasses.
Track movement speed, please. Keep me in the fight. Upheaval is going to be a real bitch.
Also, Crystal Maiden has a BKB, so if she doesn't get gazed...
She's had this for some time.
Alright, well...
It's still hard with the rock and the
Has she used
Dusa
it?
Stone Gaze.
Yeah,
Yeah, she
9
used it once.
Okay.
She used it in the mid push.
I mean, you can't really say she does no damage, but...
It's just hard to get a good ulti off, right?
Yeah.
There's swap, there's Stone Gaze,
I mean, they
and
can
there's
right-click
rock.
her, and she's dead.
And they can right click her. But if you just are patient, you bait your team.
Yeah, it's
it
all about
could
the
be
timing.
the game changer.
Alright, RR.
If the golem comes down and you can blink lasso and then jump the freezing field, you should get it off.
Well, Slark has lost all his Essence Shift stack, so Faceless at least happy about that.
I mean, it seems like he gets it back so easily. Just blink on the Dusa.
A lot of this comes down to BKB timing now. We saw Mineski 2 fights in a row were unable to get the critical BKBs up, especially RR on the Bat Rider. Now Medusa has a BKB that could prevent a lot of mana from being burned, but you're also getting Abyssal left and right, Lasso perhaps, so you have to be very worried. And I think BKB timing and the reaction, if we see some BKB charges just fly out in instant reaction, even unnecessarily, I think it's the right call, because you just have to make sure you get it off every fight.
You know, Mineski do have a pretty big buyback advantage here. It's only one buyback even monetarily available for now, and Nyx buyback on cooldown for 5 minutes, and Dusa buyback on cooldown for a minute and a half.
It's about to come back, though.
5 buybacks about to be up for the Radiant.
Oh god, they
Along with Aegis Cheese, so they have like at least a 4 to 5
Swap,
buyback.
Josh! He's got the he's got the link.
16.
He's got the gem.
Gem
sorry.
down, boys.
Yep, it's gone.
Neutral's trying to steal even that.
Did I see the gem?
Yeah, I'm sure they.
Oh, he'll find
There
it
we go.
eventually. It's like, oh, cool, there's a gem here.
Courier coming in.
At this point, I think they already have an extra in RR anyway.
I'm not sure how much the
And they
buyback.
can probably buy another one.
I'm not sure how much the buyback advantage matters. I think that the buyback that only matters is like on Dusa and Drow, right?
If they have BOTs, I think it matters a lot more, but I think that...
Well, Mineski's buybacks could be really big.
Well, wait, does Juggernaut have Boots of Travel?
No,
He can
not-
buy
neither
them,
of
though.
Yeah.
He's going to lose Aegis. He'll have a slot, and he can buy them.
But not buy back and buy BOTs.
Yeah,
That's the threshold
not-
you need.
Doesn't he have something on the courier,
He's
though?
got a phase boots on the courier.
No, he might have already sold
Okay,
them.
so with that in mind, getting the BOTs and the buyback is actually a high value for Mineski because they need to end the game somehow. But if they only have just buyback and they're using it defensively, like it's not generating the value they need.
Yep.
You know, not having boots is really hurting Miracle's farm. This is not great for his farm.
His teammates have drums, man. Just keep sounding the kodos.
No, the bongos are all played out.
Alright, so here we have this Crimson Guard, Venge tanking up even further, probably going for a BKB of her own. Lotus Orb on the Warlock, we really haven't seen much value from it yet.
I think XY should go Ags. It feels like an amazing Ags game where after they kill you, they still have to deal with you.
Yeah, I think that's actually very
I think
valid.
BKB doesn't actually...
Yeah, I'm sure the Batrider will pick up a Hex to counteract it, but you still have to waste a Hex.
Could have
on
a big clash here. RR, he was smoked in. He breaks forward, and he does force out that Deuce ulti. Now Miracle, he finds two with the Omni, but they've got to make sure that they stay together. Raging Potato moving forward. The Rock comes through. It's a really good one from Nuts. Do they have the follow-up, though? Miracle working on Ice. Has the Aegis. He's going to have a second life here. Raging Potato just slapping away for all he's worth. He's only got 15 essential stacks. He's got to jump away. He's got the Blink Dagger. He is going to be able to escape. No, swapped him back in. Dark Pack, one auto attack, not quite enough. He's going to have a pounce. He is down. Escaping successfully is Miracle, but who has no TP.
No TP, no boots.
Does give him the track move speed onto Black. He's running slowly, lumbering.
Oh, he's
double
got a
damage
DD.
rune.
Haste rune, please.
No, Ice says, where you going, buddy?
Spin,
Hey,
heads
that
up.
looks like a tasty rune. Not for you. This is for me. And Faceless are probably forcing at least one, maybe two buybacks here.
So, no buyback advantage anymore.
This roller coaster has no end in sight.
No boots build seems to have cost him dearly.
Nuts' ultimate was right on point. As soon as Ninja Channel
Yeah,
hit,
so good.
there was no CMO. I think CMO would have definitely made a big impact in that fight.
It's a very hard CM game, even with a BK. BKB is almost useless as far as your ult goes.
maybe even Ghost Step.
And the swaps, oh my gosh, another pickoff potentially. There's a buyback on the Slark, pulling him as far as they can into the Radiant phase.
Okay, that might not be so bad here. Okay, XY's dead, and now maybe they can pick up a couple more tracks or inbound, but...
No,
Man,
those do so illusions. Proving to be a huge nuisance.
Yo, guys, tier 4? Tier 4?
BKB TP's home.
Think about home.
Home in
Home
trouble.
in trouble.
Somewhere Winter is quietly sobbing. And Mineski, I don't think I have any TPs available. Yeah, so Jug's still about 1,000 gold to go until the
Brown boots. He sold this. Oh my god.
Sell your phase boots. Why? And he doesn't like putting items
He
on
already,
like the corner.
no, he already sold them, didn't he?
Yeah,
he
he
already
sold
sold
them. Now he has brown boots.
Oh, yeah.
It's not much of an upgrade.
And unfortunately, he's on the death bounty, so he's...
Well, and that was Bimbo last game, too. It just kept on selling items to replace them.
It just
He sold 6 items to replace his 6 slot.
It's the luxury of an alchemist. Something they don't have this game. So Faceless just plunge the graph down their way. They do have an exposed throne to work with.
Oh god, that takes me back to that LGD game against IGV. Just casually smoke.
Yeah, I don't... That only happened because the glyph was down and they were able to Roche.
And it was a 900 HP, like that's the other
Yeah,
thing.
I don't think that's happening this game, but never say never with Mineski. For good or for bad.
So, are any BOT level 2 plays that can be made with the Nyx Assassin?
Nope.
For now, just a lonely lurker trying to find his prey.
Yeah, he has not had a very fun game. 1 and 10 for Ice.
He's had a Midas, okay? It's always a fun game with a Midas.
I think he had huge impact despite his score.
That getting some critical stuns on the Batrider is pretty much the Nyx's bread and butter.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of that is attributable to RR not BKBing properly, but sometimes you just don't know the Nyx is lurking.
Okay, well, Raging's on the high ground trying to scope things out, but...
They got to be careful with these carries. Any Jug or Slark dying back could just be the game.
At the same time, you have to always be in an aggressive position because you can't just wait for them to walk up to your high ground when you have no buybacks. You have to try to find something before then. That's why both sides are kind of skirmishing or skirting around the map and just kind of playing as 5 is because they just have to move as a unit, either in Mineski's standpoint to try to find a pick or Faceless's to avoid one.
Okay, this might be the most important item of the game now. XY is about to get an Ags,
Big,
and it's a
big
level
pick.
3 swap.
Yeah, now the Batrider has to rush a Hex as soon as possible. That illusion is just way too annoying to deal with.
Black also finishes MKB, so all the butterflies are going to be countered, and Black is sieging like a machine right now. I think Faceless has really out-itemized and outscaled Mineski.
Still, these heroes, Slark and Juggernaut, can take the game very far with moon shards and their massive amount of attack speed scaling. They have some real potential here, but
Well, here's the thing. You know those amazing team fights that Mineski's gotten, especially the one on the bottom lane where they went in on the back line and start assassinating people. Those fights come more and more difficult, right, as the game progresses. Like, HP pool gets bigger, you have more time to react with things like Ghost and BKB and Force. And I think Faceless has already gotten to a point where they will not get assassinated, at least not to the degree that they had been. Last time Juggernaut tried on the back line, oh my god.
Jules! Hey, see you later, guys.
Last time they tried...
the gem is still there! The courier was moving to the secret shop, not to the true site. Oh, he's not gonna know about it, but at least it's not in Dire's hands.
How did he not see
Why is he in the base?
Why not?
Maybe they saw and forgot. I mean, there's so much going on in this game.
Is he trying to walk into the fountain to look for gems?
Could smoke it. Could go for the...
He buys a
ward.
ward. He's putting a ward in the base.
They have to realize, right? Or is he just outside the night vision? Either way, he's home free and he's got some intel.
Sure, I guess.
All right. Special tactics. A successful scouting operation for...
She's playing with fire, though. Like a one blink from death.
The name's Jules.
I mean,
Jules,
there's one
Does not have
picture...
the same bond ring.
No.
If there's one picture that Mineski painted, it's that they just don't give a damn. They'll go in for the most ridiculous fights against Aegis. They'll go into the enemy base for wards. Like, this is full-on Pinoy Dota.
Alright, I think the no boots Aegis carrier is a little bit more impressive when you're split shot for like 400
Jab
damage.
is like, if you can do it, I can too.
It's a lot better when you have...
Jules?
Oh, not this time, buddy. Cheese.
He's got the cheese.
I don't think you eat
Not,
it.
No, you don't.
Not happening. He does have buyback.
But it's a lot more effective to have this on Medusa when you have some greater mobility. If you have a Whisper or a Keeper to bring her to and fro, it's great. But right now,
double force staff.
like
Triple force
you're literally
staff.
just shoving a fat snake lady around. It's
Well,
not
I've seen it work before, okay?
Yeah. Let's be
the,
fair.
The wheelchair method, is that what we're going for?
Mineski has to come to jabs.
Wheelchair Dusa. It is a strat. Past period flex.
Jabs,
boy.
Jabs is going to the throne, right? So they have to come to Jabs. It's not like, you know, he needs movement speed for that.
Faceless slowly shoving in as RR looks for a jump. But he's really got to get XY to start these fights. And that's not easy.
They want all the lanes pushed out, though. It's ideal when you can have like the top creeps wave pushing in along with mid and bot, and they realize that, so slowly pushing their way.
Well, the thing is,
Back
Dusa
up
has
there.
no BOTs, so she'd be the best hero to do it probably, but she can't.
Exactly.
Drow still no BOTs.
Also, when you go for Courier Dota and you have that 7th item slot, and you just have boots when you need them, and have your combat items, Manta, whatever, when you need them.
Moonshard number 1, Moonshard number 2, and 5.2k gold on the potato. 4.4 on the jug, and they are going to start to buy out a little bit here.
Yeah.
Getting rid of the boots as well.
Are you serious? No boots Dota?
He's
Is
got
this a
Blink.
thing?
Wheelchair gaming for everyone.
No, he's
We've got a triple
right.
wheelchair strat coming
this is
out.
some special Olympic
Jabs,
stuff.
but Jabs has a lot of people to push his around. Okay, they do have 5 blinks.
Yeah, that certainly does help.
And he's got Shadow Dance.
It's
so.
all about the initiation. When you're Omni slashing, you don't need to move.
A quiet conga line of heroes creeps through the trees on the
Alright,
left.
they need to get Warlock.
And Jabs moves dangerously towards them as Jules TP's back to the throne, leaving the potato on his own.
Alright, he needs vision. What if XY just tears to the left? Oh, they're courier scouting him. They see him. Oh my god, his Blink Dagger. He needs to
He
power
love
away.
jumps out, and meanwhile, while they were busy trying to be cute with him, getting focused is Jabs, but he has Aegis, he has BKB. He is not an easy kill, but he is giving up a lot of Essence Shift stacks here. Make it 15, and rising rapidly. They pop that Aegis, they lost nothing for it. Miracle has an Omni Flash available. He lets it go. The Lotus Orb was a split-second lead. X-Play almost counterplayed it perfectly.
Freezing field?
And Jug is dying back now. Crystal Maiden down, instant buyback on her. This could be the end for Mineski. Should they lose this, they go directly into another best of 3 after an exhausting rolling series, but they're not done yet. They work on Jazz. They want to bring him down. They do kill him, but he buys back instantly. CM trying to get out of there as rapidly as possible. That's a double dive back on the cores and a GG. It's all low-lots here for Mineski in the end, but man, you gotta give them a lot of credit. They played their friggin' hearts out.
And Faceless are going to Boston.
Whew. I don't think any one of us is surprised by Faceless going to
I'm
Boston.
surprised at the way they're going to Boston.
Exactly.
How difficult the games were for Faceless.
I mean, really, Mineski put up a hell of a fight. I'm not sure about the conclusion of that draft there. Obviously, the Medusa didn't seem like they had a great answer for it. Like, Slark and Juggernaut can theoretically handle her, but only with the perfect supports to enable that.